2003 and 4, I was more or less like a boy in Reverend Joshua Telina's house. I was in his house. Reverend Joshua Telina got tired of me, and I left the house. 2021, he heard my exploit. And someone told him, there's a young man who commands wealth, and sent him a clip of my message. We lost contact 2007. And he was told that man carried the spirit and the mantle of uncommon wealth. And he was listening to one of my tapes. And look at that picture. This boy looked like somebody I know. And Apostle Thompson Odula told him it's Jerry, that printer's in the house. 2021 invited me. He said, no, you carry something. The next time he saw me was not a beggar, but a giver. What changed in my life? I went to Living Faith Church, Plateau State. Now, the current state pastor in this state pastored me, knows my story in Jalingo. Pastor David Ma is a state pastor here. So I went to the Living Faith Church. I heard it's a prosperity church. Because nothing is working in my life. Please hear me. A believer cannot be cursed, but a believer can be buffeted. I will explain that later. So I went to the church. Nothing was working. In Living Faith, I became a nuisance in the church. I joined the prayer department. I am in the usher. But my life was not depicting the mandate of the commission. It got to a time as the only printer and many other printers in the church refused to give me printing job. The reason is because you give me a job, late delivery, errors and correction. Now, people were coming to Living Faith Church to report me for owing them money. And how much is it? 10,000, 5,000. So I couldn't go to church again. Because after service, they would send for me. Pastor would say, somebody came to complain, you are owing him money. They were coming to the church thinking the church will pay them. But it was a reproach to me. Nothing worked in the church. In my life, the preaching was not making more meaningful impact. Now, the church is not the problem. The problem is me. Because I was doing wickedly against the covenants. What was that? I am not a tither. I had a quarrel. It is called the quarrel of the covenants. Leviticus 26 verse 25. Please project it. I'm rounding up. And I will bring a sword upon you that shall avenge the quarrel of my covenant. And when ye are gathered together within your city, I will send pestilence among you, and it shall what? Ye shall be delivered to the hands of thy enemies. Kingdom wealth is a trust fund. So I was in that church 2005, 2006. I was a mockery. My wife was pregnant. I went to the church to tell my pastor his name is Pastor Robert Akande. He became our national pastor in South Africa. 3 years ago, he started looking for me. We met in South Africa last year. He had me preach in Ghana. Somebody sent him, said there is somebody that carried the spirit of Bishop Oyedepo. And he listened to it. He said, this is my boy. And sent to see me and asked what happened. Let me tell you the story. My wife was pregnant with our first son. We don't have anything, no money, no anything. 6 months pregnant, I went to the church to show my pastor. Now, I was under welfare in the Living Faith Church. They were giving me 4,000 every month. All my ways were blocked because the Bible speaking in Proverbs 13:15, a good understanding giveth favor, but the ways of the transgressor is hard. So I came to the church to show, say, my wife is pregnant. It's a ministry of wisdom. He says, Jerry, you can't feed yourself. You can't feed your wife. You impregnate her to bring somebody else to suffer in this world. That is truth and that is correct. I left there, began to cry. The truth, I have no dime. We are from hand to mouth. An anointed printer, no job. My wife was in the hospital through operation, no money. We were detained in the hospital for 21 days. We could not pay for the operation bill. They got tired and sent us as members of Living Faith. The church was generous, sent 10,000. I was to pay 45,000. So I couldn't get it. Though born again, Hebrews 5:8 said, though he was a son, but he learned obedience by the things he suffered. Can you stand on your feet? The messenger of Satan was after me. Please, can I take the next 5 minutes to explain something? And I want to call out some people out. Am I giving that permission? The second service will be explosive. Can I use 5 minutes? Thank you, sir. Now, if you don't mind, can you sit down? Now, where we come, we are time discipline. Is somebody understanding what I'm saying? Now, do I carry on? Now, this meeting and service will be one of your best service. I want to talk about the messengers of Satan and the messenger of the covenant, and I've just made a call. Kingdom wealth is a trust fund. Now, the rules of the trust fund, there are 3 participants on a trust fund. A trust fund is, number 1, you have the grantor, which is the creator, the one who makes provisions. Then we have what we call the beneficiaries, which is man. And we have also what is called the trustee. The trustee is or consists of 2 persons spiritually. One, the messenger of Satan, and the angels of the covenant is called the messengers of the covenant. A trust fund can belong to Mama here. Mama, can you stand up? God bless you. Now, this may be a trust fund, belongs to you by redemption, by right, but is given, sir, can you stand up? God bless you, as a trustee, neutral. The person must be neutral. Why? Because God is a faithful God. Now, this trustee by law have the capacity to hold the fund, the riches, and the assets of Mama. He has the capacity to distribute. But there are things, criteria that must be followed. So you can be entitled to, but you may not receive it. So many can't receive kingdom wealth because kingdom wealth has to do with three components. One, Revelation 17 verse 14. Please project. I'm rounding up. It says, they shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is what? Lord of lords, kings of kings, and they that are with him are one, called. You are called. Two, chosen and faithful. Many are called, few are chosen. Not all are faithful. Luke 16:11. So I was in the Living Faith church. I was not faithful in my covenant obligation of tithing. Now look at this. If therefore ye are not be faithful in unrighteous mammon, who can commit to your trust true riches? He's called, no problem. He's chosen, no problem. But is he faithful? It's a trust fund. Proverbs chapter number 28 verse 20. Project fast. I don't want to quote this scripture. I want you to see it. Proverbs 28 verse 20. A faithful man shall abound with blessing. He will not pray for it. Now, Proverbs chapter 20 verse 6. Every man here, you see it there, proclaim of his own goodness, but a faithful man. So God is looking for a faithful man to entrust true riches, but he can't find. I didn't know that every money that enter your hands, sir, every kobo enter your hands. Are you hearing me? There is a spiritual signal as an alert that the messenger of Satan receiveth and the messenger of the covenant know. The two trustee. Proverbs chapter 23 verse 5. First, without set the eyes upon that which is not for riches, sadly, make themselves wind fly alert and fly away as eagle to the heavens. Now, I didn't know that every financial dealing I have, there is a book where it is written. Job 31:35. First, all that one will hear me. Behold, my desire is that my Almighty will answer me. Why? That my adversary has written a book. Malachi chapter 3 verse 16. The messengers of the covenant have the book of remembrance. So when books are brought together, I am crying for prosperity. I am crying for the prophecy of the kingdom. They check the book. I am not faithful in my tithing. Now let me use 2 minutes to explain to you who the messenger of Satan is. I will give you scriptures. The Bible speaking first. In the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse number 7. Second Corinthians. This is Paul, a custodian of all revelation. He said, lest I be what? Above measure by abundance of revelation. But they were given to me in tongues in my flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me. Do you know what is buffet? Buffet means to handcuff me. So Paul was not caused, but was anchored by this messenger, because when they check details, it is not by revelation. Knowledge is powerful, but applied knowledge is more powerful. That was the messenger of Satan. Sir, I saw something. Please look at this scripture very well. I hope everyone here is writing, although our time is off.